Doing another, apparently.
I
Just couldn't get enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, doing another stream, short stream this evening. Never played any of that Dead Island 2 that I threatened to play on our earlier live stream. But now we're back. It's later in the evening. It's more relaxed vibe. Some more chill ethos. Something like that. And play a little Dead Island 2. We'll start with a dab or a bag, or
apparently my dogs also get their treats. Good boy. Take it. Here. Here. Speak. Speak. Okay. There you go. All right.
Yes. Well, we are doing some live streams. Second one of the day. Keep repeating myself. Wanted to come back this evening. Play a game. Just hang out. Do whatever the description says. Get high. Hang out. Maybe play some video games. Just have a good evening. Hey, bud. Just relax. We'll hang out later. Yeah, there might be another one of. Uh-oh. Sega's saying my audio. Sega, what is wrong with my audio? Can you not hear me? Thank you. Just a second.
Well, let's see. How's this?
Fingers crossed?
Any
better? May have to take my headphones out. I messed with settings. You mess with settings and look what happens. Joe, Sega, thanks for being here. Fingers crossed we fixed our echo issue. If not, still echo. Still an echo.
Be right back. What is causing our echo? Testing, 1, 2, testing.
Okay. I doubt that is fixed, but if you guys will let me know. Hello, Butt Cheek Sundays on Twitch. What a great name. Fingers crossed. Not fixed. Sorry, guys. Oh, crap. Okay. One more thing I can try.
I keep
forgetting to put on my little technical difficulties. Did that fix it? For the love of God. Please. Sega asks, where's our producer? If you can hear this. Still not fixed. Oh, poop and poop. Okay. How's that? Is that better? Fingers crossed. If this isn't working, I'll probably have to take a break for a second and way better, Butt Cheek Sunday says. Thank you so much. Sorry, guys. I thought I was being more technologically sophisticated, but it turns out I just blew things up. So thank you, everyone, for the heads up. I'm glad we fixed it. Let's give ourselves a nice dab for all of our friends out here hanging out with us, including our new buddy on Twitch, Butt Cheek Sundays. What a great name. And Sundays are for ass cheeks. I love it. Let's do a dab for everyone. Got my tool here ready to go. Sega says that they were having technical issues. Sega, did I read that right? It says, I was just having technical issues just now trying to go live. Sega, are you, I remember you saying you were wanting to start live streaming yourself, which is awesome. Wish you all the luck. What were you about to stream, if I'm understanding you correctly? And what were your technical difficulties? I've been doing this enough. I mean, the proof is not necessarily in the pudding, but maybe I can answer a common question for you. Thank you, Sega. I will take this dab for everyone out here. Oh, Braxton asks, what's the area of the blue area? I need to turn my mini nail on. So it's going to take a minute before we can do our dab. Let's do a blinker of our Steezy that I've got here, picked up for 420. Got to look at the camera. So I will answer that question. The blue area, I think, unless that, Braxton, is like an SAT question in disguise, I think you are referring to this right here. This cheap piece of junk curtain existed in our first studio, so I brought it here as a bit of nostalgia. Remember searching online for trippy blanket or something like that, and that came up. It was a decoration. But these are just blackout curtains. This is a trippy curtain. This is a blackout curtain. That's teal. But thank you for the question. I got an itchy neck. I just went and got my hair cut for the first time in like a year and a half, and boy, she did a great job with the haircut, but her ability to make that tight little cinch around your neck where that guard goes to protect all your hair drippings. The seal could have been tighter. Could have been tighter. Haircut was great. But I did have a lot of hair, so it was a lot to protect against. But No hate. Supercut lady. Thank you. Sega says, I was trying to play Sonic on his iPhone or on his phone. I was using Streamlabs, but it didn't support a touch screen recording. You playing which Sonic? Sega, a classic Sonic. I mean, there are a trillion different Sonics and Sonic variations. Are you playing an emulated old Sonic, or are you playing one of the now myriad Sonic, supposedly quite good mobile games that they're like some on Apple Arcade and stuff? I don't know the last time I played a Sonic game seriously. Probably Sonic Generations on PC in like 2013 or something. I loved I'm a gimmick guy. Love me some gimmicks. Always talking about how much I love gimmicks in video games and life. As long as the gimmick is good and additive, love a good gimmick. And the Sonic games on the Game Boy Advance, Sonic Advance, had some awesome, cool, like, link cable gimmicks with, like, collecting chows and shit. It was amazing. I loved it. That era, that GameCube, Game Boy Advance, what was the 5th gen? Is that it? The PS2, Xbox era? Man, so many great gimmicks back then. One of my favorite like gaming memories ever is there were two awesome games on the GameCube two great games on the GameCube. But in order to maximize their potential, you had to have 4 friends with Game Boy Advances. You could use your Game Boy Advance as a controller using a special cable into the GameCube. And there was Zelda 4 Swords Adventure and Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. And that shit was awesome. Did it multiple times, all 4 people, big 32-inch CRT TV, 4 teenagers huddled right around a GameCube with 6 feet of cords, all holding our Game Boy Advances, playing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Love it. Hell of a gimmick. It says, oh, the blue area in the video I shared a link to. Braxton, I'm so sorry. You were talking about something different. Maybe an actual math problem or something. I didn't get the video link. I don't know if the chat filters it out or whatever. But it didn't come through. I would love to take a look at it, though. I'm not good at puzzles, but I like being stumped by them. Grovel, good to see you back, man. Thanks for being here again. Happy to be hanging out. I think our dab is going to be ready now. Very cool. Get this back in its toilet. And we are going to be playing Dead Rising 2. It really is happening. Although my audio solution just ended in disaster, we'll say. All right, first dab of the stream. Thank you, everybody. Braxton. Well, this was for everybody helping with the technical difficulties. Braxton, you still have a possibility to get a weed your way if I can find that question. Love to take a look. Here we go. Yeah. Says, no freaking way. I love Dead Rising 1 and 2. Did I misspeak again? Did I say Dead Rising? I meant Dead Island. Another zombie game with dead in the title. 2 words. Sequel. Where you slay hordes of zombies. But this time, less intentionally user hostile. Dead Rising. Rising is the Capcom zombie killing one, right? The one where the first game had the legendary, notorious, infamous countdown mechanic where you had like this Day of the Dead riff where you were at the mall with the photographer Frank, but you had like 3 days real time or something, something, something. I remember playing it. It was an early Xbox 360 game, and I was not in the camp of people who was enamored with the odd structure of the game. But I know it has its mega fans. I played 3 and 4 maybe when they became Xbox games. Well, I guess they always were. Good question. Joe says, here's a question. Should I consume this whole bottle of Steezy Fruit Punch gummies and smoke a full pink acai 40s joint before watching Boy Kills World? Well, Joe, you know your tolerance better than I. We know that's going to be a lot. Boy Kills World is an intense experience. It's okay. It's in the now rapidly expanding genre of John Wick alikes. It's about middle of the road, I think. It has a fatal flaw some people are going to really vibe with it. Some people are going to love Boy Kills World. Other people it's going to be a very divisive movie for sure. I sort of fell more in the middle. But it does have a flaw that is usually totally fatal. But the movie can kind of get away with it because it does have some really standout sequences. And that is, the movie is definitely guilty of being cool, thinking it's cooler than it is. Like, the movie thinks it's the coolest fucking thing, on, I was going to say celluloid, but that's definitely not true. Digital, on silicon. And it wants you to buy that too. It has this unearned sort of cocky attitude. And normally that kind of hubris is fatal, but there are some moments where you're like, holy shit, there is one standout sequence, and the one that your Steezy gummies and acai joint will serve you best on. There is a really great sequence late in the movie that is around a holiday special, a fight in the middle of like a holiday special. It's really great. But yeah, it's just okay. Weed would definitely, if you stay on the right side, it would make it better for sure. I can tell you from experience. But I sincerely hope you get on its wavelength and really, really enjoy it. It's going to be our first Bill Skarsgård movie of the year in which he sort of comes back from the dead to seek vengeance on those who wronged him. Up next he is our new Crow, whatever the Crow's name is. Brandon Lee's old The Crow movie. There's a new Crow, except Crow now looks like Joker. Croker. They should have, there we go. Should have called it the Croker. We did it. I hope that answered your question. Boy Kills World. Anything with H. John Benjamin is, sort of elevated by it, but it doesn't do anything to stand out from the genre. All right. Can I do a quick conspiracy? And maybe this is already known, and maybe I'm so late to this that it's not even worth bringing up, but I'm going to do it anyways. In the Ouroboros of video games, movies, video games, of video games initially chasing movies And then movies at some point started chasing video games, and now that cycle just continues ad infinitum. In that, borrowing from video games that movies have, there's been this aesthetic that has consumed action movies in the last decade. And that is making all, just like in video games. So, and in video games, it has a very specific purpose, and that's animation. Like, you don't want to make a bunch of different faces and have them all look kind of just vaguely not that dissimilar and not animated perfectly well. That is, in video games, when you're mowing down scores of guys, frequently games will just put guys in like anonymous armor. You'll fight dudes in military sims that have like full body armor, or Nathan Drake will be, shooting down guys with masks on. And that's just to make it easier for them. Now, movies seem to borrow that. Like, oh, we're just going to put all of our bad guys in, they're going to be in body armor head to toe, including full face masks. So you can't see what the actor looks like. Originally, I thought, hey, well, maybe that's just because it helps reduce like the VFX budget. You don't have to like do as much blood to show a guy shot up in his black clothing, and maybe you don't have to do the makeup as much. But then I thought, well, wait a second. And I don't think you would have ever been able to get away with this before. And I have no idea if this is true, but here's my speculation. In, say, a John Wick movie, there are going to be, in John Wick 3 or 4 or whatever, he kills 700,000 dudes in full armor, like face masks and everything. How many actors do you think that actually is? Is the point that you can now just hire like 5 dudes and just, reuse them over and over and over again? John Wick is killing the same 5 dudes hidden behind masks just over and over and over again. Is there some dude in John Wick 3 who was killed by John Wick 24 times? Is that why we're doing that? I think it really degrades action movies, just making guys all anonymized. It makes it feel more like video games, which is not necessarily what I want. Like, in an action movie, when a dude, I don't mean to make this sound grisly or morbid or whatever, but like, it should be kind of it shouldn't feel like a video game, unless you're going for that very specific milieu, which is actually what Boy Kills World is doing. But is the taking from video games of just making everybody look anonymized and, inhuman, really just a cost-cutting measure, so you just don't have to pay a bunch of extras. You can just pay the same people to do the role over and over and over again, especially if you're fighting John Wick. There's guys who are fighting John Wick have to be buff, choreographed, sick, fighting dude bro machines. And there can't be that many of those guys out there. Maybe there's just like a cottage industry of dudes who hide behind masks in action movies now. Maybe there's how many times has one actor been killed by Jason Statham? That is a fact. That is the thing I'd like to know. If you're into the extras industry, and you have any way to get plugged in, how many times? What is the record of a single actor being killed by Keanu Reeves or a Jason Statham or a Bruce Willis type in action films? It's got to be pretty high. I would imagine it's got to be pretty high. I don't know. Great question, Joe. And let's get you a small little dab for your... Oh, we are going to play Dead Island 2. That is actually happening. Here we go. Grovel said, didn't I stream earlier today? Or you high? Why not both, Grovel? I know I am. I was streaming earlier, but I had free evening. I decided, probably foolishly, I still will go. I still have a couple of days. I decided to skip the showing of Alien in my local theater tonight for its 45th anniversary. But any excuse to go see Alien in theaters is pretty good to me. I don't think I've ever seen it in theaters. No, there's a new Alien movie coming out this year from the director of the second most recent Evil Dead movie, and Don't Breathe. A pretty good director, and the initial impressions from the Alien thing are supposed to be pretty good. While we're on an Alien tangent, two last pieces of Alien news. Just announced this week, I guess all because of this 45th anniversary, a new Alien VR game from one of VR's best developers coming out this year. Super exciting. Might be too scared to play it though. And then this is apparently happening, still being worked on. I gotta admit, I'm super crazy excited for it. Noah Hawley, the guy who does Fargo, and those like first three seasons of Fargo are just masterpieces. Who would have ever thought a Fargo TV show, an anthology series, loosely, tonally based off the Coen's brother masterpiece, could be just as good as one of the best Coen brothers movies? It's a miracle. It's as good as it was. Well, anyways, that dude is doing an Alien show next, and I gotta think that's gonna be pretty good. I'd bet money on that one. I have no idea when it's coming out. Hopefully soon. Alien. In our weird world of consolidation, Alien. You if those cowards would ever let it happen, you could imagine a world where you could go to Disney World Land and buy your Mickey Mouse pretzel and your xenomorph blood slushy and suck them both down at Disneyland. I guess you're not sucking the pretzel down; you're scarfing it. But Alien is a Disney property now. That's appalling. It's horrifying. It's weird. But just a consequence of consolidation. Dead Island 2 is better. He played it once and hasn't been back. I saw that there was some DLC out. I'm not going to make that mistake of buying the DLC before playing the game, even if it was cheap. But I don't think there's crossplay, unfortunately, and I got it on PC because that damn Steam Deck. So otherwise, I'd love to play some co-op with you. I know that it's supposed to shine in co-op. I got to get on that, son. Sega, thank you so much for keeping the party alive there on Twitch, by the way. I super appreciate that, man. Says that it has the old dude from Raid, the movie Raid. Of course. What country is Raid from again? Somebody please remind me. I've never actually seen it. I mean, I know its reputation. The old dude in that plays a character, a very pivotal character in Boy Kills World. It's one of these chronologically convoluted movies that it doesn't really serve any. Well, I can't. It's not as clever as it thinks it is. You will guess all its twists 30 minutes before it reveals them to you. So it doesn't earn its weird time hopping things. Still talking about Boy Kills World. Shaman, weird character. Very weird character. It says, remember John Connor Crow? I don't remember John Connor Crow. How many John Connors have we had now? Holy shit, there are a lot of John Connors out there. How many? Oh my God, I couldn't even begin to count. And how much longer before somebody... Hey, Terminator is the franchise that never gets brought back with the most frequency and with the greatest diminishing returns. Like, we've got it in our brains, like in our collective, maybe just because it has this outsized cultural influence, and maybe even, I mean, when you talk of AI, how quickly does somebody make a Skynet reference, right? That's all Terminator. But like, it has been more than 30 years since there has been a huge hit Terminator movie. Everything after Terminator 2 has been a disappointment at best, but we keep trying. So maybe Joe was saying John Connor Crow, maybe the reference was that John Connor, like, as the pivotal character in Terminator, like the Crow, can never truly die. What a morbid story, the Crow and Brandon Lee. Has a movie ever benefited so much from a star's tragic, untimely death? I would say that and The Dark Knight both had a lot of morbid benefit from people going to go grieve and then finding a pretty good movie. My like childhood best friend, neighborhood kid, like lived 2 houses down from me, was a huge Crow fan, had the Crow poster in his room, everything. I don't think he ever knew it was based on a comic. I didn't know it at the time, but he never wore the face paint, but he felt it. We miss you, Brandon Lee. What? Again, that's crazy. Bill Skarsgård. What a crazy family, the Skarsgårds. You got Papa Stellan acting for like 30 years easily. Amazing work and amazing things. Recently, an incredible Baron Harkonnen. You've got Alexander Skarsgård, the Northman, or soon-to-be Murderbot. Just a phenomenal, incredible actor like his Papa. And then you got Bill, another Skarsgård. The guy became famous for playing Pennywise. Maybe, arguably, more somehow took the icon of icons, Tim Curry, as Pennywise and moved him to the side. I don't know what they're doing in the Skarsgård homeland, whatever Scandinavian country that is. But man, they're producing hot bods and sick acting. Bill Skarsgård, incredible in Alexander Skarsgård, incredible in Succession. They're great. The Skarsgårds, love them. Joe says Jet Li. I don't remember what comment we were talking about with Jet Li, but what's Jet Li been up to? Was he in one of those like trashy action franchises with like the Expendables or some shit? Is that what a Jet Li? Is that what he's been up to? He used to be a big, huge draw. I don't know what happened to him. Jet Li, we miss you, buddy. What are you doing? Your name's Jet Li. You need to be acting. And you need to be kicking ass. Joe says he did go see Alien last night and it was great. And the guy who interviews before the movie. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know if I read your comment right, but I'm so goddamn glad you went to go see Alien and it was awesome. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. We're talking about James Cameron already with Terminator talk. Let's bring him right back in. Let's do it. Alien or aliens? Let me know. I do have an opinion. And it's an opinion. I will fully cop to it. There is no right answer to this one. And I have changed my mind more than once on the answer to the question. I vacillated. Yeah. Joe says Edward Furlong was the crow. Speaking of Eddie, put down the meth, bro. We miss you. What are you up to, Eddie? Eddie was our most famous John Connor, the one hacking people's ATMs with like a Game Boy and shit, and riding through the LA River on a motorcycle with Arnold. One of our greatest child acting failures. Not just in terms of. Isn't that kind of a good thing? We've sort of seemed to have turned the corner on child stars, that they don't frequently turn into get corrupted by money and drugs and all kinds of awful influences and become, if not menaces to society, at least harmful to themselves. Doesn't seem to happen so much. Pretty cool. Wherever they're manufacturing our childhood stars, whatever laboratory somebody came up with a Finn Wolfhard, whatever McKinsey level consultant it took to sculpt that thing. Congrats on the new models, because they seem to, they seem to have stabilized. Bravo asks, Joe used to love it. Bravo. No idea that there was a Crow TV show. I did know that there were like some direct to DVD sequels. Excuse me, direct to VHS. Gotta remember the era. But I did not know that there was a Crow TV show. And I'm gonna do a quick Google here because I want to see if it sparks any memories and what network it was on. Looks more like the Wrestler Sting than ever. It was on Sci-Fi. Wow. In Sci-Fi's real squalid era, too. 1998. I had no idea this existed. Huh. Only one season of. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Here we go. One season show on Sci-Fi. 1998. It is not called The Crow. It is called The Crow, I literally, I could not come up. No chatbot could manufacture. If you said, give me a title, a subtitle for the Crow TV show, but make it as corny as the of a animal that eats a lot of corn. You can make your own metaphor, simile, something very corny. It nobody could have come close. It's called The Crow, Stairway to Heaven. That makes me want to watch it very much. Any show. Season 1, Episode 1, The Soul Can't Rest. Season 1, Episode 2, Sold Out. Oh my God, what a pun. This looks incredible. The Crow, Stairway to Heaven. Wow. Thank you, Grovel. What a treat. No idea this existed. None at all. My God. Uninspired asks, was I ever into Minecraft? No. It missed me. It did miss me. I was in college, I guess, when it had its first. I actually don't know. I mean, it kind of has a bunch of different releases, but I think when it sort of first really hit, I was still in college, and I missed it. I've not played much of it at all. I am fascinated by it. I think it portends so many. I mean, it is the most influential video game since Grand Theft Auto 3. We talked recently about the influence of Minecraft, and it's easy to see right now, just how, I mean, look at Steam and look at the top 20 games and how many of them are you're chopping trees and smacking stones, doing very Minecrafty survival things, all that, all those things, Ark, Rust, in some way or another, can be, Pal World can be traced back to Minecraft. So its influence is huge. I heard this point and I thought it was so great, and I'll bring it up again. I think we're just now, there's plenty of games that have been influenced by Minecraft, but we have yet to see the games, or we're just now beginning to see them from the people who grew up where video games was synonymous with Minecraft. In America, from what I understand, I mean, I think globally, and I don't know exactly how far that reach extends, but more than just the U.S., Minecraft is like a rite of passage for children. Unlike really anything else, it's every kid plays it, every kid obsesses over it. It's a language, it's a culture, there are a dozen cottage industries supported by Minecraft. It's to call it a phenomenon undersells it. It's almost an institution. And the people who, have played Minecraft since the time they were 6 years old, are now in their mid-20s or 20s or whatever, early 20s. And it's going to be so interesting to see what those people start making video games when that's their conception. I think it's great, and I think we'll see some super fascinating stuff from people who have that knowledge base that that is to them. And so many people play Minecraft for a decade or dip in and out, but or play it for 6 months and then come back 2 years later. It's cool, and I'm so interested to see where it continues to push things as more people who have played it their entire lives start making new things. But no, I haven't really played it myself as much as I am interested. One more thing that I think Minecraft was a precursor to a harbinger in some way. A thing that we didn't even realize at the time was like, oh my God, Minecraft it's going to shape the world in so many ways. And that is in this very weird way, in that the guy who created it, Notch, kind of was the alt-right before the alt-right existed. Like he got canceled, more than any before the term even existed, but for his abhorrent views. But if he had just been outed as being kind of a Nazi today, he probably would have been fine. But his public defenestration and his eye-popping, crazy, I didn't know people still believe these things views, was a sign of what was out there that we didn't know at the time. Notch, I hope you're enjoying your mansion with a candy room. Who knows what you're up to with your Minecraft billions. Another one of those things that at the time seemed like a stupid fucking purchase, like holy shit, by a major corporation that has proved to be unbelievably savvy, was Microsoft's purchase of Mojang, however you say it, the Minecraft people, for $2 billion, whenever that was. Minecraft's value is immeasurable. It doesn't have a value. It's for all the reasons we were just saying, you can't really put a value on it. Certainly more than $2 billion, and just so savvy. It's the era of Instagram being purchased by Meta for $900 million, or YouTube being purchased for $1.6 billion. I remember the agog reactions when people were like, "This is so stupid." I can't believe anybody could waste such a. And it's like, I think you misunderstand. And now YouTube, speaking of truly invaluable things. All right. One quick more pivot before I do us another dab here. I'm sorry I keep talking. Oh my God, am I going to miss Dead Island 2 again? I hope not. That wasn't the goal. We could still maybe make it, but we haven't talked about it, and it's a perfect opportunity. I don't know if I'm on the record or not, but I think my prediction was I had no fucking clue. I think that's not some revisionist history bullshit. On the TikTok issue, which has now the countdown for divestment bill has been signed. It is now law. They have 9 months or a year, depending on certain provisions, for TikTok's parent company, the Chinese company ByteDance, to divest, sell it to an American company, or it gets banned. And that term is still fuzzy. Banned, I think, definitely means that it will not be on the Google Play or Apple App Store, which for all intents and purposes would be a ban. But I don't think, it's not like it's illegal to still use the service or whatever if it still exists. I at one point, this is in the 2019, 2020 era where there was a talk of a TikTok ban. I thought it would never happen. And then as it started being discussed again more recently, I think initially I was like, oh, I just couldn't believe it would happen. And then I heard a super convincing argument from somebody who was like, oh, this is real, and there is a real actual concentrated effort in Washington to make it happen, and it might. So I think I switched to I just don't know. My intuition was that it wouldn't, but I'd heard some really great cases for why it would, and it looks like those won out as it is now law. And I'm still a little surprised. I still wouldn't dare make a prediction as to what, if you go 1 year, let's say May 1st of next year, if you go to the App Store and search for TikTok, I wouldn't dare make a prediction of what would happen. I don't know. Fascinatingly, of course, this could all just be bluster on their part, and this would be the reason that you would have some concern about why there was such a concentrated effort to ban it. ByteDance has said that they are not planning on selling it. They will just let the service die in the United States as opposed to selling it to somebody in the U.S., if there is even somebody who could afford it. Its value is just like the things we were mentioning, so stratospheric. The only people who could afford to buy TikTok, would you want to give any of those companies that kind of power? Would you really want Alphabet, Google, to own fucking TikTok? Would you want Meta to own TikTok, the home of Instagram? I don't know. I mean, how many other people could reasonably want and actually afford to buy it? Like, less than the, number of fingers I got for sure on one hand. So who knows? The fact that if it's not just empty gesturing from China, or ByteDance, sort of using those interchangeably, that they really will let it die, I think that is a sign that its real value to China, and this was the reason it kind of was banned, is not the monetary, not for making a valuable service that a lot of users wants to make cool things for and sell a lot of ads and shit on. The real purpose was to collect data, influence trends. Who knows? I don't want to get conspiratorial. China is a country it's a black box. We have no idea. I mean, ByteDance and China said use them interchangeably. There is no doubt that there is a lot of influence there. Who the fuck knows? Not only would I not hesitate to guess whether you can still download a TikTok app a year from now, I don't have a strong opinion. I don't know. I cannot make up my mind. I cannot sort of, in terms of making up my mind, meaning whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, whether it's how hypocritical it is. I see both sides. The arguments from both sides are pretty compelling, and it's a tricky one, and one that I'm just like, I'm going to stay out of it, other than just talking about it for the last 10 minutes. Sorry about that. Sam, good to see you. Sam, thanks for being here. Grovel says, Jet Li got very sick. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Jet Li. That's never cool. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make light. Really do think you're a sick action star. I hope you're no longer very sick, and maybe we'll see you in the 1-2, which would be a great title. Good to see you, Katie, with our moon emoji. Make sure I'm not double speaking here. No, thanks, Katie. She's like, I don't think I said hello yet. Just double checking. Growl says Minecraft is the best game to play while you are high. I can absolutely believe that to be true. Relaxing, like there's that compulsion in games to just hoard and collect shit, which is, what the survival game sort of thrives upon. It's so easy and fun and mindless to do while high. I assume Minecraft is also a great podcast game. I love those too. I don't know if it's too late for me or not. I do know what would make it far more likely to make it happen, that I could finally get into Minecraft these many years later. And maybe now that there's an Xbox branded Quest 3 on the way, it's a possibility. And that would be an official Microsoft made Minecraft VR port, made for VR, really thoughtfully adapted. If that happens, I would buy that in one heartbeat, and I could imagine just getting lost in that game world and finally, seeing what the fuss is all about. I also Minecraft, is a game that is infinitely, like so many, more fun with friends. And I wish I don't play online co-op games as much as I would like. Actually, I love doing it when I do, but when I play co-op, it's mostly local with the producer. But Minecraft sounds like the perfect game to get high with some friends and just chill online. Uninspired says, I would argue Minecraft started the battle royale genre we see popularized in modern games. Uninspired, fill me in. I am unaware of that that through line or that lineage history. I, of course, know the first battle royale as PUBG. Although I guess there was, before that, wasn't there even like one of those, oh my God, is this it? Did I find it uninspired? Is it something like Minecraft made the survival game genre, and there were popular survival games, it was like DayZ or one of those early ones, and in one of those sort of came the battle royale genre, as these things often bud from, like, RTSs and MOBAs budded off from, they were all mods for Warcraft 3, is a battle royale, is PUBG hived off of a survival game made in the mold of Minecraft. Is that what happened? If so, impressive through line, uninspired, and never thought about it that way. But it could be some even more, simple connection that I just don't know about. Pretty influential. Jonathan, welcome. Jonathan says, thanks for the recommendation on At the Cinema. Been binging it. Am I in San Diego? I'm in Long Beach. Jonathan, you warmed my heart, good sir, by saying you've watched On Cinema, At the Cinema. I will go on the record again. The greatest piece of comedy storytelling, long-form storytelling, expansive universe, media content in existence. Finished its 12th or 13th season. Movie review show from my boy Tim Heidecker back here, and Greg Turkington, nominally a Siskel and Ebert style movie review show, but oh, so much more. So overjoyed you're enjoying it. Jonathan, and I can promise you this wholeheartedly and without any reservation, it just keeps getting better. You cannot imagine. You cannot imagine where this journey is going to take you. I'm curious if you're still out there, Jonathan, with us. Where are you at in the in your watch? How far are you in? What season are you on? Jonathan, this one's going to be for you, and everybody else that I made keep waiting. Thanks for being here. Grovel did, I think, call me out, by the way, of saying, like, oh, I think we're not going to get Dead Rising 2. Dead Island 2. Am I ever going to stop conflating those? Game marketers, that's on you. Oh, Jonathan's only on season 3. Oh, Jonathan, my friend. Buckle up. Buckle up. It's, you can't possibly anticipate what is in store. And it's so wonderful. Check it out, guys. Here we go. Dab time. We do need the producer here to keep me on track, for sure. We do need the producer here to keep me on track. You know what? For sure. Maybe we can bust out. We do need. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's go, baby. I promised it. Let's keep our promises. Let's at least get this party popping off. Thanks for waiting. How long have I kept us from watching zombies be violently torn to pieces? I'm going to try this one more time. You know what? No. I was going to try my audio again. Just leave it. It was a catastrophe last time. Hopefully everything ends up A-okay. Fingers crossed. Let's launch this sucker. Dead Island 2. I'm going to make it even warmer here in the studio as we get this GPU cooking. Oh, let's swap over. Here we go. Neat. We are playing Dead Island 2, one of the longest in the Toths sequels. And apparently it's now set in my hometown of Los Angeles. Epic Games. I bought this on Steam. I would like to skip that, thank you. Oh my god. They want all of my datas. Probably should have taken care of all this boring stuff before. Am I supposed to see something there? Looks pretty good. Holy Christ. I had to go to max on that one. Balls. I gotta render some shaders. Let's switch back over to here. Oh. This is going to take a little bit of time. I forgot about doing this. One of the annoying conventions in modern gaming. Shader rendering. Let's use that as an excuse to say, not going to happen. It's going to take a bit. Let's instead do a final dab, say a fond farewell, and save our voice for tomorrow. It was going to be a short stream. I'm so sorry that we didn't get our Dead Island in. It's going to happen tomorrow. It's really going to happen even without the producer here to just crack the whip. I'm going to keep myself focused, on point, on task. We're going to do it. We're going to sign off on this Sunday night here with a final little dab. We're going to say take care. Thanks for hanging out with us on these double Sunday streams. It was a blast. I had so much fun hanging out with you everybody, both times. I really look forward to this Dead Island we can do. It's supposed to be pretty gnarly. It's supposed to look real pretty. I always wanted to play it, but I guess I knew it was on PlayStation 5, but I wanted to play it on PC. Steam Deck really influences everything now, and if something's on PC and it can be played on Steam Deck, it's kind of what I go for. It's really monopolized my gaming mindscape. It's just that good. And you can still stream stuff to it too, even if you can't handle it. It's still pretty sick. Anyways, final dab. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been super, and now I'm just repeating myself. It's a lot of dabs. Enjoyed our Discord. Let me see if I can't share a link before I go here. If you haven't, we share some cool stuff there sometimes. It's fun. And let me throw one of those out if I can swing it. Before we say Auf Wiedersehen. Boy, I'm high. I think I did it, though. I think I did it. Awesome. Feel free to join our Discord for cool pictures, movie thoughts, chattings, fun stuffs. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you guys.